Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Nada Reads. I'm Nada, and this is my October wrap-up. In the month of October, I read 6 books, 1 5-star book, and 2 4-star books, and 3 3-star books. I'm just going to talk about them in the order that I read them, not the star rating way. So the first book that I read was Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This is a whimsical and charming fairy tale story. It is a coming of age and journey story, and it was fun to read. I enjoyed it, but there was part of it that lagged. So for that reason, I gave it a 4-star, and it was a great start of the month. And then I read the second one that I read. The second book that I read this month was The Dead Cat Tail Assassin by P. Jelly Clark. And this was really fun to read. It is a fantasy mystery, and it was very captivating from the beginning to the end. I enjoyed it so much. It was like I could not stop. So this was something that I needed it, and I enjoyed it very much. I recommend it to everybody. It had great world building and character building, and everything went really fast. There was nothing lagging. There's nothing I can say that was bad about it. It was really fun, and I gave it a 5-star rating. I recommend it to everyone. Try it, read it, and hopefully you like it. The third book that I read this month was Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King. This one is about it's basically a thriller crime novel. It's one character story being told, like she's telling her story to the police basically, but we only hear her, and she repeats the questions for us to hear that she is hearing a question, so we will not be confused about when she's answering the questions. And it's written very cleverly. I just couldn't get into this character. It is written in like first person POV, and it's following this person, and this person is just continuously talking. It just wasn't something that I could click to, and I couldn't emphasize with this character. I just didn't like the character. Therefore, it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. And I give it a 3-star rating. It was okay. It just wasn't for me. The fourth book that I read was The Red Chesterfield by Wayne Arthurson. And I've been following the Reading Across Canada challenge by Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl, and this was the September one for the prompt that is reading a Canadian novel that is less than 200 pages. And this was one of her recommendations for it, so I picked it up. I didn't read anything in September, so decided to do it in October, and it's kind of a crime mystery novel anyway, so I thought it would kind of stick to the theme of October. And it was okay. It is about this character who is an investigator who goes in to investigate a complaint, and he ends up being suspected of a murder, and the story goes from there. It's very fast. It is very domestic mystery kind of thing, and it was fine. There was parts where I found like not necessary in my point of view, but it might have been. It's just like talking about mundane things that he was doing during his day, like normal routine things that most people do, and you're just like, why are we reading this? In my point of view anyways. And then there was like, I didn't like the ending, honestly. It just didn't work for me, and for that reason I give it a 3-star rating. It was okay, it was just not something that I gravitate towards, and I'm glad that I read it. But I would have not known about it if Jolene didn't recommended it. And it was interesting. And then the 5th book that I read was the Reading Across Canada challenge for this October month, and the challenge is Canadian Literary Award winner, which I read 15 Dogs by Andrea Alexis. And this book was published in 2015, and it won the Scotia Gillers Prize. It won the Rogers Writers Trust Fiction Prize, and it won the Canada Rees Challenge in 2017. So it has a lot of like recognition for it in Canada. I'm not sure if it's been given out a lot of recognition in other places, but it's very interesting, and that's why I can see why it had won all these awards. The premise of this book is that Hermes and Apollo, the Greek gods, decide that they're going to give 15 dogs from the Toronto Veterinarian Clinic the ability to have intelligence of human and see how their lives end with that intelligence. And it is very philosophical, also emotional, because you invest into these dogs and then all these things happen to them, and it's just very sad in some way. It was very heavy to read. I would say if you are a dog lover, I would go into it with a caution because there's a lot of like scenes that are just emotional scenes. I would say it's very good to like read, and it's very philosophical, and it also has the Toronto landscape, so there's a lot of like recognition for that, I would say. But if you don't like emotional books, don't go into this. I gave it a 4-star. It was a good read. In a way, I enjoyed it, but it was also very emotional. That's why the next book that I read, I decided that I didn't want to pick anything that was very philosophical. So I decided to pick A Potion to Die by Heather Blake. And this is supposed to be a cozy mystery magical novel, but there is very little magic in this book. The main character is a potion maker. That's all the magic. She goes to her shop and finds one of the townspeople dead in her shop, and she's the suspect because obviously he's holding her potion, and apparently he died of poisoning and all that stuff. And yeah, basically says itself. And it was more of a romantic mystery than a magical mystery, which I thought it would be. It is a cozy book, more like a soap opera kind of thing. I don't know if you guys remember Passions. That says how old I am. When I was a teenager, I used to watch the Passions, and it's very much like that. So, yeah. I enjoyed it. It was alright. It got me like what I wanted after a very emotional book. So I gave this one a 3-star rating. And yeah, this was all of the 6 books that I read this month. Let me know down below, what did you read in the month of October? Have you read any of these books that I mentioned? Did you like them? And yeah, that's it. October is over. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.